Hi everyone, here are a few tips of how you can save the battery life of your Samsung Galaxy R mobile phone. The Samsung Galaxy R is the I9103 mobile phone. That's the Android mobile phone that comes with a 1650 mAh battery. The 1650 mAh is pretty good actually when compared to the other devices also. The Galaxy S comes with a 1500 mAh battery and that's pretty good also. But still there are many ways using which you can make the battery life of the phone better than it is actually right now. Here are a few tips. One of them would be the brightness level management. That's one of the most basic ones. The brightness of this phone right now is like in mid or high level. One of the easiest way of adjusting the brightness would be holding notification panel. You can see I'm holding notification panel now and you can see the brightness has been reduced. I have kept it holded, and when you move it on the right side, when you move your finger on the right side, the brightness increases. As you can see, the brightness progressively changes with the movement of the finger on the notification panel. So this was one of the tips, and still if you feel that it isn't working properly, you can go to the display options, and here you can see the brightness. There's an automatic brightness option, but with the automatic brightness there's a problem of having the battery like usage with the sensor. The brightness sensor keeps using the battery for the automatic adjustment of the brightness, so it's better to set up the brightness when you feel that you need the brightness to be high or low. Though if you don't want much hassle, the automatic brightness is a pretty good option also. So that was one of the basic ones. The next is the connectivity. Connectivity options are the ones which eat up the battery most of the time. Mainly the 3G or the Edge. Both the connectivity options, they eat up the battery a lot. So you can, whenever you aren't using the 3G or your data network, you can go to the power button, hold it for more than a second, and you would see the options. The data network mode activated. You need to just deactivate that, and data network would be deactivated. The same can be done by going to wireless and network. Show it again. Here's a wireless and network. Go to mobile networks, the last option, and here are the options. Use packet data, the data roaming option, and the network mode. This is one of the important ones, the network mode, because if at all you feel that you don't need a 3G connection for browsing the internet and a 2G one is enough for you, then going for the GSM only option would be a pretty good one, because the 2G always uses less battery than the 3G connection. So whenever you are using the internet but you feel that a pretty slow internet is good for you, then you can go for the GSM only option, or else you need to go to the auto mode, so that it selects the network based on the availability. So connectivity not just includes the data network but also the Wi-Fi settings. Wi-Fi also keeps using the battery, but you can manage that by switching it off whenever you don't feel like you're using it. There's no need, you just switch it off. The easy way of toggling the Wi-Fi on or off is through the notification panel. Here's the Wi-Fi. Switch that off from here, and GPS is the location service, so you can switch it off through the notification panel whenever you're not using that. GPS is usually used when you are using the Google Maps or some other location based apps like Foursquare, etc. So if you're not using it, it's better to turn the GPS off, because GPS uses a satellite network, so that eats up a lot of battery. So that was one of the other ways of saving the battery. And the background data, if at all you didn't know about the background data, it is available through your accounts in sync. Here's the background data through the accounts in sync option. Background data is the one which keeps receiving the data all the time from the data network or else through your Wi-Fi. But that the problem with the background data is that it keeps connecting to the internet and wants you to remain connected to the internet always. The other option is auto sync. That too does the same thing, and it never like switches the data network off. It always requires the data network to receive the data or the updates in your various applications like the Google Mail and your Twitter, Facebook, the social networking apps, etc. So if you feel that if you aren't using those applications, and if you don't need a continuous data network, you can just go to the background data and switch it off. You can see the notification here, disabling background data extends the battery life. It is showing you that clearly. Switch it off, and the auto syncing option would turn off automatically. The other things of doing that is through the wallpapers. Wallpapers are always the best ones to be used are the lighter color ones, because if at all you are using any dark color, the dark color ones and bright ones, then it would eat up the battery actually. The wallpapers that Samsung has provided have been always pretty good, and if at all you are using any wallpapers through your SD card or through your gallery, it would keep the SD card usage on, and that instead eats up a lot of battery. Though we can tell you that the wallpapers option won't use much of the battery, so you can ignore that, because you want the phone to be looking pretty different than the other phones. And with the Samsung Galaxy R, there's a mode called power saving mode. Here's the power saving mode. You can go to it through the settings, the power saving mode, and here are the various power saving options: turning off the Wi-Fi, turning off the Bluetooth, GPS, turning off the sync, adjusting the brightness, and the screen timeout. So this is the one which the phone does automatically. Here's the option: use the power saving mode, and the battery level below 50%, power saving will run. So I had set this option to 50% battery power. You can see the second option, power saving mode on at. So you can set that accordingly. If at all you feel that 30% battery is the one where you want the power saving mode to be activated, you can do that with 30%. I had set it to 50%, so the power setting mode would be activated automatically. It would turn off all the connectivity options. It would set the brightness to what I wanted. Adjust the brightness, 30, 50, 70. There are various brightness levels which are given. You can select one of those for the power saving mode separately. The other thing is the haptic feedback. Haptic feedback can be checked through the sound options. Here's the haptic feedback on the feedback. Haptic feedback is the vibrate when soft keys are pressed and on certain UI interactions. Like if at all I am going with the back or the menu key, there's a little vibration that occurs, and this uses the actual vibration of the phone. So whenever you press on these keys, it would use the battery using the vibration of the phone. That is why we would suggest you to switch off the vibration haptic feedback mode. And as always, we suggest to use a less number of widgets. If at all you don't need a widget like the breaking news, you should just go and delete it, because these kind of widgets use more of the RAM and instead would eat a lot of battery. So these are the various power saving tips for the battery of the Galaxy R. There are also task killer applications which you can use to kill any task which you feel that it is running and you don't need that to be running at that particular point of time. So you can use those task killer applications also. Here with a few tips using which you could extend the battery life of your Samsung Galaxy R mobile phone. Keep watching. Thank you.